Let me ask you real quick, because this is going to be for the culture, right? You guys, especially you being head of revenue, how do you balance the narratives that we tell for the culture versus the monetization of the content you produce? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes some of the narratives are like, do we really want to show this to the culture? But we know this thing works, right? So how do you guys balance that?
I mean, it's a tough balance. I'm not gonna lie. There's not an answer there that I think is appropriate, but it is a balancing act, and we are constantly trying to understand what is deterring our audience versus what is accelerating, engaging, and wanting to be consumed by the audience. Listen, reality is like we ain't gonna live if we don't have money, right? Like, and I came to the Shade Room to be a part of that growth, to be a part of that development. I want to make sure that this Black business exists in 5 to 10 years. And you know how quickly media is changing, right? Yeah. It's changing at rapid speeds. So we do need the money, and we need the money now. And so I'll make decisions based on that oftentimes. But where I have the longitude to make alternative decisions, of course, it's all about, what is good for the culture, what do people want to consume? In fact, last year in fourth quarter, we had a really tough internal conversation. We looked at the response to the Shade Room broadly and the Shade Room brand, and especially the advertising community as a sales guy, and realized that it wasn't positive. Like, people weren't like, yay, the Shade Room. In fact, a lot of Black people were like, would be on the Shade Room, but then they'd be like, y'all messy. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yep.
But you be on the Shade Room, right? So there's that like dichotomy of like the human, and how they consume media. But as a leader in the space, we really just ultimately, and this is a credit to my CEO, Angelica Nwandu, amazing, creative, instinctual leader, who supported this idea. But we just felt like at all costs, we're going to go with a few different pillars that all represent positive expressions of the Black community. And it's amplification, education, awareness, Black excellence, and representation. And there's a loss there, right? Because people like the messy stuff. But if you notice, the Shade Room has changed over the past year and a half, and we've been leaning in this direction because now we're in this space where, as the leader in it, we now have the ability and the financial stability to make different decisions, but we couldn't have done that if we didn't take them at some point, right?